October 21st. A thin, yellowish white envelope was poking out of my condo mailbox. I felt the dread deep within my stomach when I first saw it. I see it once a year, always on my birthday. There's only one person that sends me cards still. Mother. The envelope was old, stained with watermarks like it had been sitting in someone's damp basement for years. There was no return address on it, just my address written on it in shaky handwriting, almost as if a toddler was writing it. I knew the contents of what this envelope held. I've been getting them for the past 5 years now. The only person that would send me letters was Mother, and Mother's been gone for years. I lost Mother on a hot summer morning. She was usually the first one down, brewing one of her flavored coffees. I would wake to the fresh smell of French vanilla coffee each morning as it wafted up to my room. Mother and I would eat breakfast together most of the time. After Gran died, it was just the two of us. I woke up to that morning to the smell of coffee as usual. My feet touched the chilly tile flooring as I headed towards the kitchen. The television played in the background, overpowered by the sound of a whistling tea kettle. Mother knew I loved my tea in the morning. I called out to Mother, asking her if she wanted bangles. I got no return. The tea kettle whistled on, growing louder. "Mother," I called out, the cold tile stinging my toes. Mother laid face first on the floor in her pink bathrobe. A pool of crimson blood formed around her skull. Standing there frozen in place, the kettle whistled louder. The blood flowed into the tile cracks, creating a bloody abstract painting. "Mother!" I cried, collapsing onto her lifeless body. The kettle was screaming. I clicked the stove off, laying there in silence as the tears began to fall. Mother was unresponsive. She wasn't moving. Blood leaked from her ears, mouth, and nose. I dialed an ambulance. They arrived rather quickly. It didn't matter though. She was already gone. Aneurysm is what the doctors told me. Nothing they could have done to save her, and nothing they could have done to prevent it. Just like that, Mother was taken from me, and I was alone in this world. I moved out shortly after, finding a cheap little one-bedroom condo on the outskirts of the city. The first envelope arrived on my next birthday. I hadn't expected anyone to send me a card. I had no other family or friends. Usually the only mail I would get was bills and magazines. But when I saw the crinkly old envelope, I knew something was up. The first envelope, like the most recent one, was addressed to my newest condo address, written in shaky handwriting. I opened the first envelope without much thought. I recognized my mother's handwriting immediately. Beautiful cursive with an eccentric flow to her words. Tears rained down on the letter as I read it, collapsing onto the hallway floor. "Dear son, hope you are finding yourself well in these troubling times. Be strong for me. Please, heed my warning. Do not take the outbound train to the city on October 25th. Do not try to find me, or they will come for you too. Love, Mother." I can't tell you how many hours I spent reading over that letter, matching her handwriting to other pieces she had written. It was a perfect match. Identical. But how could it be her, I thought. I saw her dead body that morning. I watched as they zipped her in the body bag. As they slid her into the cremation chamber. Mother's ashes rested peacefully in an urn above my fireplace. I clutched that first letter close to me, watching as the calendar drew closer to October 25th. I wasn't working in the city when Mother was alive. I only moved to this condo after she died. How could she get this information to me? Why was she sending this to me? Many nights I spent thinking, what the hell was going on? When the night before October 25th came, and I went to set my alarm to catch the morning train to the city like a reflex, I had to stop myself. The letter looking up for me from my nightstand. I texted my boss and told her that I wasn't feeling well and wouldn't make it in that day. Besides, I rarely called out sick to begin with. I awoke that morning to mass alerts on my phone. Outbound train 1178 heading towards Penn Station crashed into station, killing dozens and many injured. The photos of the crash were bleak, a grim reminder of the power the trains held. Many died in that crash, and many injured. I checked the ticket on my phone to see which train I would have been on. My mind froze when I saw the ticket read outbound 1178 to Penn Station. Headed for that station at the exact time my train was supposed to arrive. The letter from my mom stared at me from the nightstand. So, I dodged death, at least for the time being. Time had moved on from that fateful day, and the mysterious letter was pushed back into the recesses of my mind as daily life took over. I chalked the letter up to a prankster and the accident being a tragic coincidence. That was until the morning of my next birthday. Another yellow-stained, crinkly envelope appeared in my mailbox. I opened it up, feeling that nervousness wash over as the thoughts of the last letter swept into my mind. Another note from Mother. Another warning. This time, it was to not walk by any construction buildings. The building next to my work on the walk from the train station was under construction. That week, a crane collapsed, killing hundreds and injuring countless. If I thought I doubted the letters before that, this one sealed the deal for me. But more questions were coming than answers. The accident seemed to happen about a week or so after I get the letter. I usually just call out sick from work that week, fearing the worst. Year after year, I get more letters on my birthday from Mother. With each warning, I escaped a tragic accident that has killed hundreds. From falling cranes to carbon monoxide poisoning, I feel like I have a guardian angel out there. That Mother is still watching me like she once had for all those years. That is, until I got my last letter. While I am happy to see the envelope since I know what to avoid, I am deeply saddened that I know that a tragic accident will occur which will claim many lives. There doesn't seem to be a way for me to prevent them from happening. I fear I may cause some butterfly effect and end up starting a nuclear holocaust. So I swallowed the dry lump in my throat, pushed back the tears, and opened my newest letter from Mother. Dear son, looking forward to seeing you soon. Please wear your nice blue suit. You always look so handsome in it. Love, Mother. The shock was initial but calming after a while. Staring out the window to the trickling rain, my life flashed briefly before my mind. I wait now, not knowing what to expect in the upcoming days. I am grateful for the help Mother has given me, even when she wasn't physically here. It literally had been life-saving. I hope to see her soon, but it seems as if she already knows that.